but it's okay. I'm getting used to it. Perfect. So we're in the agenda section, right? So the way that these meetings usually go is the first part, I want to talk about solar in general, because solar is not a one-size-fits-all proposition, right? One of my major goals here today is to figure out what's the best way for you and your family to go solar. That way you can maximize your benefits. And so no matter which way you end up going solar, everything we talk about in this first section is going to hold true. The part that comes after that is actually me asking you some questions and us figuring out together what is the best way for you to go solar, right? Is it to own the system yourself? Comes with some responsibilities, but also has, for the right person, has some massive financial incentives to go along with it. The other way is much easier, right? Just have a solar company buy the panels for you, and that way you don't have to worry about anything, really. After that, once we've sort of determined those two questions, dive into my computer, actually crunch some numbers for you, and figure out exactly what these numbers look like.
Okay.
Really, I'll tell you this, for the vast majority of people, there's only two types of people that don't end up going solar after they've looked into it. One is if the numbers don't make sense. Once I crunch the numbers in the computer, I'll tell you if they make sense or not. If they don't, I'll be the first one to tell you, solar's not for you, don't do it. Other than that, really, it's qualifying, right? All these programs, whether it's ownership or a PPA, which we'll talk about here in a second, they all, these are programs you have to qualify for. But, for most people, if they hit those two boxes, we get the ball rolling. So why don't we start off with that solar in general? Why don't we start with my largest, or my most general question.
Okay.
What's your major motivation for going solar?
Well, I've been hearing a lot about it. I know that from what I hear, it potentially can be something that'll save money over time, so that's something I want to look at. My main concern is the cost of the system, whether or not I'll actually end up saving money.
Whoa, you okay?
Yeah, why?
Nothing.
Okay. Just a quick question. Is Galucci working today?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool. I got it.
Sorry, the look on your face, I got worried for a second.
No, I'm fine.
How was your lunch?
I just went and got a bagel.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't super
All right.
hungry. Cool. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
No worries. I'm pretty sure he's available.
Okay, cool. I'll try calling him again.
Okay.
You know how he is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It looked like she'd been crying. I was like, is everything okay? Okay. All right, what the hell am I talking about?
You were going into you asked me what the...
Oh yeah, what's your
question
major motivation for going solar?
So-
And you hit me with savings, but you're concerned about the cost of the system.
Right.
Perfect.
Is
It's a
there
very common
a
answer.
down payment or...
When I ask people, what's your major motivation for going solar? Savings is the vast majority, right? Sometimes the other answer I get is not only savings, but I'm also worried about the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Those people, I always thank. I'm like, hey, thank you so much for even mentioning the environment, because I got to tell you, I do hundreds of these appointments. You're like 10% of the population for even mentioning it. So as one environmentalist to the other, let me thank you for that, right? Another rapport building technique, right? But also it's true, right? But savings is going to be your number one answer. And sometimes people go further and say, hey, I also have these concerns. And that's great because they're giving you ammo, right? The other thing that I want to point out, because a lot of people I've seen them take this question and change it, right? Why are you looking into solar? Ooh, that's not what I asked, right? This question is critical.
Oh, yeah.
What is your major motivation for going solar? You are going solar. I just want to know why, right? Not why are you looking into it. Looking into it is so weak.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're window shopping. It's like, no, dude, I don't have time for window shoppers. You're going solar. I just want to know why, right? So I'm already planting these seeds of you're going solar. notice that before I was like, look, there's only two people that don't go solar with me. Either the numbers don't make sense and I'll tell you don't do it, or you're not going to qualify. But if those two things, if the numbers look good and you qualify, let's get the ball rolling. There's really no reason not to, right? And even from my first agenda setting, I'm selling, right? I'm putting in that we are moving forward. We're going in this direction, right? So perfect. So we're in the solar in general section, right? So I just asked you, you told me savings, but you're also worried about the down payment and the cost of the system and all that jazz. Perfect. Brilliant. Well, so savings is definitely something we can achieve. And like I said, right, there's multiple ways of going solar. So before I answer sort of the cost of the system question, I want to talk about solar in general and why we can get you such a great deal here in Jacksonville. Are you familiar with the concept of net metering?
A little bit, but not really.
Perfect. Right? Net metering is really why we can get people here in Jacksonville such a great deal on solar. Because we don't need to talk to you about expensive batteries or any kind of storage mechanism or anything like that. Because what you're doing is you're essentially forming a partnership with the utility here. Who's the utility here?
JEA.
JEA. So you're actually forming a partnership with JEA. So when these panels are on your roof, again, this is why I also worry about getting recorded, because I'm so choppy, right? Especially when I'm going through this the first time, because I want to tell people what I'm telling them, right?
Okay, no problem.
When these panels are on your roof, again, that's me being very assumptive. Like, these panels will be on your roof one day. I'm just going to tell you, once they are, this is what's going to happen, right?
I'm picking up on everything you're doing, by the way.
Beautiful. Perfect. So once these panels are on your roof, you know, when are they going to produce the vast majority of their power?
In the daytime.
Right? And especially when the sun is at its highest, right? High noon, middle of the day. Do you mind if I ask, where are you in the middle of the day?
Working.
Right? And this is true for the vast majority of Americans, right? They're either, the kids are off at school, the parents are out working, so there's not a bunch of usage happening. Now, having said that, if you've got all your lights on, you are home, you're blaring the air conditioning, you've got all your TVs on, you're not going to be able to overpower those panels. But the reality is that on most days, you're not going to be doing all those things, right? So all that extra power has to go somewhere, right? It actually goes back out onto the grid, right? And so it's not actually stored there. It's actually used by your neighbors in case their home, or just that their refrigerator is running. Local businesses are going to use it. But don't worry, you're not just giving away that power, right? Right now on the side of your home, your meter only measures energy coming into the home. Your new meter is going to measure not only energy coming into the home, but also energy leaving the home. And so when you give away that power to the grid during the day, you're actually going to get credits for it, right? So then in the middle of the night, when you do want to turn on your lights and the solar panels aren't doing anything because they're not moon panels, right? Instead of paying for that power, you're simply going to use those credits, right? So you're actually able to trade energy with the utility. Now, that's on a daily basis, right? But we actually step out one bit further. And if you look at it on a yearly basis, it works even better. Because when are your highest bills?
During the summer.
Wow. That's pretty, sorry, not wow might not be the right thing to say, but that's pretty normal, right? Do you mind if I ask, what's the highest bill you've ever seen?
Oh man, one time it was $460 something.
Wow. This is when I wow. I wowed too early, right? Holy shit, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. This is, not only is solar going to help you save money in general, but because summer is when we produce the most power, flattening out those bills so that you have a constant rate is way easier than the utility wants you to believe, right? So, the reason I was asking about the different bills, right? You've got some high bills, you've got some low bills. The same way that you're building up credits during the day so you could use them at night, we're actually going to build you what I call a Goldilocks system, right? Not too big, not too small. Because if I built you a solar system that took care of your summer bills, it would be way too big for the rest of the year, right? What we want to do is hit that middle period, right? So that during the winter, when your bills are low, it's producing a little bit more than what you need. So you bank those credits so that you have those extra credits sitting in your energy bank for those high summer bills. And that way, we get you that even payment, which is one of the great benefits of going solar, but we're also lowering it in general because we're using a free energy source, the sun.
Right.
And my goal here today is probably going to be to offset 90 to 100% of your power. While we're on the topic, over the next 5 years, do you expect your energy, your actual energy usage to go up or down or remain the same?
Man, that's a good question. I've never thought about that. I guess my kids are growing up, so it'll probably go up a little bit.
Okay. How old are your kids?
One's 2 years, and the other one will be 1 in March.
Okay. So you are definitely going to see your power use, right? Mm-hmm. You and your wife are going to be doing more laundry for these kids as they're outside playing around and making messes. They're also just, I can't tell you how many parents I've met that complain about their kids just not turning off the lights. It's just a reality, right? So this is one of the reasons I'm asking this question is because you want to build the right system for your customer. And in this case, I'm going to build at 100%. I'm going to aim for that 100% mark. If this was 15 years from now and your kids are about to go off to college, I might aim for the 70 to 80% mark, knowing that your bills, once those 2 kids leave, are going to substantially go down, right? So that's why I'm asking this question. Perfect. So we talked about energy usage, so you're expecting that to go up. But let me ask you, energy prices, the actual cost of that energy, are you expecting that to go up or down?
Oh, it always goes up.
Okay.
It always goes up. Every year it goes up.
I'm glad you say that because this is the major benefit to going solar. Not only am I going to be able to lower your bills, I'm going to be able to lock them in. And one of the stories we use to illustrate that is what we call the gas pump story. So Carlos, imagine I was here in your home 20 years ago, right? It's not 2019, it's 1999. Do you remember what were you paying for a gallon of gas in 1999?
I think like $1, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
$1.
I think it was $1.09, but yeah, $1, right? Now, imagine I had come to you and I said, hey, I've got this magical gas pump, right? I'm going to put it right over here in your garage. I'm actually not going to save you any money, right? Where I'm telling you solar, I can save you money. This gas pump's not going to save you a dime, right? You're paying $1 at the gas station across the street. Here in your garage, my gas pump is going to cost you $1 as well, right? But here's the benefit of my gas pump. It's a locked-in price. You know exactly what gas is going to cost you for the next 20 years, right? Now, having lived the last 20 years, if I had locked in your price of gas in 1999, how much money would you have saved over the last 20 years?
Man, I would be a gas station.
Right. Exactly. In fact, it's kind of what we are, right? Unfortunately, I don't have a magical gas pump for you. I've got solar panels, right? So even just locking in your power, as prices raise, you can see that the savings are massive over time. And this is one of the major benefits to going solar.
Okay.
Perfect. So you'll notice here it says rate increase. Talk about rate increases, talk about net metering, and then talk about AB 405. AB 405 is a local thing here, right? It's actually the laws that govern solar because at least in Duke territory, I know that when you trade energy, and I think this is true for Jacksonville as well, when you trade energy with the utility, you get a 1-for-1 credit. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
If you give them a unit of energy, they owe you a unit of energy.
Mhm.
Here, it's not like that, right?
I remember you explained that to me the first time.
Yeah. So last summer,
mind-blowing.
it was 95%. So if you give them a unit of energy, you get 95% back. Now, if you give them a unit of energy, you get 88% back. This coming summer, it's going to drop down to 81%, and then probably the following summer, it's going to drop down to 75%. It's just the way the law was written.
Okay.
Right? Which is kind of nice because no matter what level you get involved in, you actually